Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You have the right to remain well entertained. What's a movie you love, but if someone said they hated it, you would completely understand why? Sky High. It's a silly tween movie with silly tween jokes. And I think it's funny. Oh man, I had completely forgotten about that movie. I remember liking it as a kid/tween, but I hadn't thought about it in years. Hell, I saw it in my 20s and liked it. Still do. It's just a silly, fun movie. Real hero of that movie, Ron Wilson, bus driver. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Tried to get my wife to watch it and she said it was so damn boring. Totally understandable because it's weird and pretty slow, but I love that movie. The music for the movie alone is just stunning. Step out, time to step outside, time to step outside. Jose Gonzalez did such a good job with Step Out. Swiss Army Man. A truly beautiful film about friendship, but I understand how it's not to everyone's tastes. Love this movie. It's my favorite movie. The soundtrack, the cinematography, the character development, the set and setting, and the boner compass. Yeah, I get why people thought it was weird, but it was a perfect movie in my eyes. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Gloriously animated, but some may find its stop-motion art direction and mature themes unnerving. Maybe it's a Wes Anderson thing. Olive Dogs fits as well, with all the Japanese dialogue without subs. You make me sick, actually vomits. I lost it at that part. That Pookie Gun-Fu Christian Bale movie called Equilibrium. It's like The Matrix set in a hybrid of the dystopias from 1984, Fahrenheit 451, and Brave New World. Plus Sean Bean reads William Butler Yeats poetry before doing what Sean Bean does best. It's the most ridiculously literate sci-fi Hollywood garbage and I freaking love it. Equilibrium was awesome, it just had too much competition when it came out if I remember correctly. Maybe it was a bit cheesy, but it gets all my respect for being a modern-day Fahrenheit 451. The Swedish Language Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy. Very faithful adaptation, but the depiction of a main character's assault is brutally realistic. I love this series because it's a story of an abused person's growth, and vengeance against their abusers. Yeah, that scene is terrible to watch and I couldn't believe my eyes the first time I saw it. The entire trilogy is a great watch and I would recommend everyone to see it. What We Do in the Shadows. I love it, it's one of my favorites and I love the show as well. But when I showed it to my family, they hated it. I know it's a stupid sight gag joke, but his face on the cat body always makes me laugh my guts out. I love that movie. It's the foreshadowing that happens beforehand that really sells it, I think. Viago said that after Vyadislav's humiliating defeat by the Beast, he couldn't get the faces right on the animals he turned into. When he said this in the movie, I didn't think much of it until we see Vladislav the cat. Napoleon Dynamite. The kind of ennui seep setting this movie depicts is something that many were presumably privileged enough to never have experienced firsthand, but for those of us who have, the absurd kinds of strange personalities that develop in this environment are intimately familiar to us, and it is a movie that is both validating and hilarious. This is the most poignant descriptions of an absurdist comedy I've ever read. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. I've laughed at that movie harder than any other I can remember. But, if I hadn't been a few beers in and with a group of friends that are a natural laugh track, I don't know if I'd have found it as funny. I still laugh heartily when I watch it, sober, about once a year, but I've found the state of mind/mood I watch things for the first time in, has huge impact on how I view them on future occasions. To All the Boys I Loved Before. It's flaming garbage but some part of my monkey brain says vase. You like this? I watched it once a day for a week and broke up with a now ex because I realized how poorly I was being treated. I'm a 27-year man, but damn it if I did not enjoy that movie completely. That Peter Kavinsky dude is charming as hell. Joe Dirt. It's a very dumb comedy, but I love that movie so much. You're gonna stand there, owning a fireworks stand, and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, Husker do's, Husker don'ts, cherry bombs, Nipsey daisers, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is a beauty of a movie and one of my all-time favorites. So much has been said of this movie, the writing, directing, acting by Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, but can I just highlight Elijah Wood in this thing? His character might be the greatest romantic movie villain of all time. I'm not sure if that's a product of the writing or the performance, probably both, but man is it effective. I hate Patrick so much it hurts when I rewatch it. Cool Runnings. I love the Caribbean, and for a while it was the only VHS in the house of a movie set somewhere warm. How could anyone not love Cool Runnings? It's hilarious, heartwarming, inspiring, and heartbreaking. One of my favorite movies ever. MidSummer. I watched this movie with my boyfriend a few weeks ago, and it's the only movie I've ever seen that had me saying, wow, what an aesthetically pleasing movie with such an interesting plot. I hate it. There were so many parts of that movie that made me squirm because I was so uncomfortable. All in all, I think it was really well done, and it had me completely captivated the entire time. But I'll never watch it again. The Star Wars prequels. Yeah, the dialogue is stupid almost all the time, but the theme and general plot of Anakin's turn to the dark side because of the failings of the Jedi is actually really great. They're fun to watch, plus all the memes. I would go even further and say all Star Wars movies. I like them and find them very entertaining. However, I can totally see how some people have zero interest in it and just see it as over-the-top action noise with weird dialogue. Signs. I can look past or make excuses for the water is the weakness deal. I like the ominous tone with some dark humor, the focus on one family instead of other alien movies. It was the first scary movie I ever watched all the way through. I was 5, because let's be real, those first shots of the aliens are terrifying. But yeah, it's a typical M. Night Shyamalan ding-dong movie, so I get it. The Lobster, very good flick but a very slow burn. Not just a slow burn, there's off-putting dialogue and some pretty visceral violence including animal cruelty. It is a great movie, but I'm not sure when I'd be able to watch it again. I honestly love the first 2 Twilight movies and put them on all the time. I use them when I'm studying/working because they're relatively calm without a lot of loud noises, and the color scheme is inoffensive in the background. I had to chuckle a bit just because of how you describe the movie. It is so bland that the film basically becomes a white noise machine with no jarring colors or sounds to distract. I understand the appeal of the films, but duck me looking back on them. I've seen more life in graveyards. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.